Hi everybody, welcome back to the journey of my YouTube channel and welcome to my first TBR video that I've ever done. I'm going to share the books that I am planning to read in August. For some of them it's more than planning at this point because I am reading them, but these are books that I'm hoping to finish in August. So the first one, which I'm already like over a third of the way through, is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I mentioned my thoughts on Chamber of Secrets and Prisoner of Azkaban in my July recap video, and yes, now I'm working on book 4. And so far, I really feel like not a lot of important stuff is happening. Like, we're getting a lot of games and competition, and other than like that very first chapter that was really intense, I am not really feeling a lot of the sense of stakes, which I feel like is about to change. I've heard that this is the book where like the series gets dark. So yeah, I will probably be more interested in it by the end, but at this point I'm kind of like, when is the important stuff gonna happen? So yeah, we'll see. Chamber of Secrets is still my favorite Harry Potter book at this point, so we'll see how long that lasts. Next is Cytonic, which, again, I actually have a physical book for this one. I'm still working with a lot of library books and ebooks, so I don't have as many physical books to show you as I would like. But yes, I'm also about a third of the way through this one, getting close to halfway, I guess. This is the third book in the Skyward series. I guess it's called the Cytoverse now. Skyward and Starsight were some of my favorite books from 2020. I read the 3 novellas from this series also, and they were not really my favorite, but I've been enjoying Cytonic. It is different in tone, especially from Starsight. It's maybe a little bit more similar to Skyward because it's got this very classic adventure kind of plot, which I really like. A lot of modern books don't seem to want to have classic adventure quest plots, and I'm sad about that because I like them. So I do appreciate that in this one. The world building, though, is just so complicated at this point that I mean, I know that's a Brandon Sanderson trademark, but it is almost too complicated for me at this point. Not because I can't understand it, but just I don't find it as enjoyable anymore if it's that convoluted and that layered and so many things that you have to keep up with, and there's another world within this world, but there are actually like 5 worlds within this world within the other world, and I don't know. I almost think I'd be enjoying this book if it weren't connected to the rest of the series and the universe, because there's just so much going on at this point that it's a little bit overwhelming and exhausting. So yeah, we'll see what I think about this at the end, though. I am actually really enjoying it at this point, so hopefully it continues to be fun all the way through. So I try to only read one sci-fi at a time, but I broke my own rules and I started The Invisible Man, which is my second H.G. Wells read. I read The War of the Worlds a couple months ago, and that was fantastic. So I wanted to read the next one in this amazing collection that I got, which I also talked about in my mid-year freak out tag video as the prettiest book that I bought this year, because I love it. It's great. But anyway, the book, I'm staying focused. So The Invisible Man, I'm not actually sure I'm going to finish. It has a really interesting premise. It starts with this really cool atmosphere with this stranger comes into this small town and stays at the inn, and he's super secretive, and it turns out he's invisible. But I don't like any of the characters. Like the Invisible Man, I wanted it to be like a Howl's Moving Castle or something, where he's really mysterious but secretly like kind and vulnerable. But a quarter of the way into the book, kind of all that he's done is rob somebody and sneeze a lot and curse at a bunch of kids. The cursing's not in the book, it just says he cursed. But he's just being really, really unpleasant, and the people in the town aren't particularly pleasant. So I'm not really sure if I need the rest of the book. If it's just going to be a cool premise, I think I've got that. And so I don't actually know if I'm going to read the rest of this. If you've read The Invisible Man and it is worth finishing, please let me know, because otherwise I might not actually read the rest of this. I am also reading The Extraordinary Mrs Kipp by Sarah Brunsvold, who actually goes to my church, so I know her in person, and she's great. And her book is also great. I am also like close to halfway through this one. So this is about a 79-year-old lady named Clara Kipp who has cancer and has just gone into hospice, and it's about also a young reporter who comes to do a story on Mrs. Kipp and thinks it's just going to be a throwaway project, but then it turns out to be life-changing for both of them as she discovers who Mrs. Kipp really is. And man, it's amazing. It's already been so emotional because it's so honest about dying in like physical ways and spiritual ways, emotional ways. Just it is very blunt and honest, also in like a compassionate way and a hopeful way. But man, wow, I've never really read anything else like this. We don't have nearly enough books about old people, not nearly enough, especially where the old person is actually the protagonist. I thought going into this that the young reporter was going to be the protagonist and that the older lady would be kind of the mentor character, kind of the Gandalf. But she is kind of the mentor character, but she's also the protagonist, which is amazing. I absolutely love that about it. So yeah, I am very excited to finish this one, despite the fact that I will probably cry. The most recent book that I have actually started is Alloy of Law because Tor made it free as part of their ebook club. So I was like, okay, this is the time. I'm going to start Mistborn Era 2. So I just read the prologue because I did not want to start it for real till I finished some other stuff. But that was quite the prologue. I am very excited about it. It was very fast-paced and action-packed, but it also had character and relationship and theme material going on there too, so it wasn't just action movie. It's basically a fantasy dystopian Wild West kind of setting, which is really unique and fun, and I am definitely looking forward to spending more time in that. I hadn't been like super excited to read Mistborn Era 2 sequel series. I don't know, I guess I'm just a little bit suspicious of, but so far I actually like the intro better than the intro to original Mistborn. So we will see how I feel about the rest of that, but it's really promising so far. And I feel like I will probably read one or two other books in August. Ender's Shadow and Rage of Dragons are two that I've been really wanting to read. They're high on my list of like, if I finish what I'm reading and have time for more, those will probably be some of the first I will go to. But which one I want to read would depend on like what I finish first, what I'm in the mood for. Like, do I want to do another sci-fi read? Do I want to do another fantasy read? So yeah, we'll see how many books I actually finish. And maybe I won't start either of them. Maybe I'll take long enough with these books. I'm already like 13 books ahead of my Goodreads yearly goals. So that's nice. Maybe I won't read 10 books this month like I did last month, and that will be fine. Today's t-shirt of the week is my undefeated at Nationals 2020 Bible quizzing shirt. Bible quizzing nationals, like most things, didn't happen in 2020, of course. So this is my t-shirt from Bible quizzing nationals in 2021. We finally got to come back, so that was great. I have so many friend signatures on this shirt, which is amazing. My team won nationals that year, so very fun memories from this shirt, and I'm so glad that we got to come back and do nationals again after having to miss it for a year. Okay, let me know in the comments what you're hoping to read this month. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for journeying with me. Bye!